2019 high school football season for us. We're here at Northridge High School as the Polar Bears host the Tip City Bethel Bees. And it's all being brought to you, as always, by our local All-State agent, Jim Twiggs. And Gary, what do you say we take a look at the keys to the ball game and, of course, the...
Just keep rocking that skirt. Present Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparisons not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hi, Tom Bodette.
Balance the offense this season by coming up with some kind of a pass play, short little pass plays or little wavelengths. They got to come up with a good passing game just to balance it. The defense will have to dig in and give up fewer points than they did last year until the offense gets some seasoning. Now, here are the players.
Surprise. It's also time for vacation. And 92.9 Jack's 92.9 Jack FM weather.
Today we have mostly sunny skies, a high of 85. Overnight, mostly clear and dry with a low of 66. And tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 86 and sunshine.
Bears of Northridge. They have to keep Bethel on their heels with the no-huddle spread offense. Now, they will have to play a lot of young players who have to mature. With some very good players returning. Now, the players to watch for Northridge, and this is something you want to really key in on tonight, is going to be number 2, senior Sean Sheedy.
Linebacker,
on
far
defense,
side.
number 1
White
linebacker,
sleeves.
Jaron Lander, 175-pound senior. And he led the team last season with 11 sacks and 6 fumble recoveries.
Starting next week, something we did all last year, and that, of course, is our football poll for the week. We want you to see who you think is going to win our featured game of the on Facebook. And you can find us at www.facebook.com/localtv for me.
You're watching the Hometown High School Football Game of the Week on WRCX Television, brought to you by our local All-State agent, Jim Twiggs. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by the IH Credit Union, Los Mariachis Mexican Restaurant, and Springfield Clark CTC.
I'm a text walker. I'm paying more attention to my LOLs and OMGs and the CARs that are about to HIT me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an All-State agent. Are you in good hands?
A lot has changed in 80 years. Where we live, the cars we drive, and even how we do our banking. But at the IH Credit Union, some things will never change, like our commitment to helping our members build better lives. The IH Credit Union will always be member-owned and will always step up and do what's right for our members and our community. Stop in today and check out what has changed as well as what will never change at the IH Credit Union.
It's time to eat, and you want great Mexican food with friendly service at a fair price. It's time for
My Mariachis.
With 3 convenient locations, you're never far away from a great meal at
My Mariachis.
Don't accept invitations. It's time for
You're watching the Hometown High School Football Game of the Week on WRCX Television, brought to you by our local All-State agent, Jim Twiggs. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by Dave Cale Chevrolet, The Security National Bank, and Harding Road Pharmacy.
And to hear that come, folks, the Northridge Polar Bears, as we are just about ready for high school football action. It's the Tip City Bethel Bees. They are the visitors' home team, the Northridge Polar Bears, as they came out of the locker room. And as they entered the field, Gary, I'm kind of thinking, let's check our officials for tonight. And that's being brought to you by the Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons, where the men in stripes are going to be calling the ball game tonight.
Yeah, they were just about run over out there in the midfield. Our referee tonight, he's the white hat. That's going to be Roger Smith. Our umpire is David Wade. The line judge is Vinny Carrozza. Back judge is Andy Stage. And the head linesman, Dale Cox.
And, of course, the eyes on the officials have been brought to you by the Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons, where seeing is believing. Now, Bethel won the toss. They have deferred and will actually kick off while Northridge will receive the opening kickoff. And, of course, in that second half, the Bethel Bees get a shot at it. What do you think? Would you defer or would you just take the ball?
I kind of like the idea of deferring as the polar bear comes scooting by. Look at this.
Holy moly.
They're out for some excitement. The first football game for 2019 for most schools. But, yeah, I would the first game just to kind of see and get our guys settled down and see how much defense we really do have to play.
Well, we thought Northridge was going to receive, but the way it looks right here, Gary, Bethel's going to receive the opening kickoff.
Yeah, they just
they switched it around, I guess. They decided,
fooled us.
They decided they were going to just take it anyway. So it's going to be the Bethel Bees. Look at the Northridge Polar Bears, and standing up there to receive the football to kick it off will be Ricky Truesdale. We'll kick it off to start our 2019 football season. These two teams played last year, and the lights went out with 50 seconds to go.
They had to come back.
And they were going to come back, but about 10:30, the lights went back on, and they finished the final 50 seconds. And it was a win by Bethel, 21-18.
You just hope for no timeouts and the lights go out again.
Yeah, really, and no more rain. And short kick, end over end, caught at the 35 and brought straight up the middle. And as you can see, crosses the 40 to the 43-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Bethel Bees. And the one thing you can expect, Gary, from Bethel is they ran last year running 41 yards a game and some 330 yards on the ground. So, you think they're going to run this year?
Yeah, I would think so. And one of the things you see a lot of teams, that run the football a lot. And I don't know, I might be old school, but you have to have a couple passing plays in there, even if they're 5 or 6 yard passes.
You got to mix it
just
up,
to have it in there. Otherwise, there's no sense to have a safety if you're on the opposing defensive team.
Well, the one thing we always talk about that when you get down to the end of the season, you better be doing a little bit of both and do it well. Looking out on the flat, there it is. Well, that was a nice textbook tackle down there. It looked by number 2, Sean Sheehy.
Yeah, Sheehy, and we focused on him at the beginning of the game tonight. And he's pretty quick to the outside, did a good job, and as you can see, very little gain.
And he looks like a football player. I mean, he really does. He was running across the field, and he came up with some 525 yards last year. And that's not bad because they had over 1,000-yard rusher in their quarterback, which is no longer here at Northridge this year. We'll tell you who that is. I had a chance to talk with the head coach, Bob Smith, up in Northridge, and just a super guy. He's been here 36 years, straight up the middle for the Bethel Bees. And they're going to pick up a couple of more yards, but there they want the ball game. And, the one thing that I forgot to focus on that first play was a pass play.
Yeah, the first pass play, and then that was just going to be a fake handoff, and the quarterback just kept it up the middle, and that ends up with the second, make it a 3rd down and 6. So they got a little ways to go here for a first down.
As we had mentioned, Bob Smith has been here some 36 years. He was track coach, and for the last 20, he's been an assistant and a head coach for the last 16 years. So
he knows some football.
You like to see that. You like to see that.
Pass number 2 on the outside.
It's out in the flat again. And, he had his man. That was a very, very catchable pass for Evan Rogers, and it went right through his fingertips.
Well, the guy that was just shaking his head was Darryl Story, and number 6, and he had a beat on that, and if he could have gotten there a little bit sooner, he'd be in the opposite end zone.
That's right. We'd be 6-0 Northridge.
And speaking of Darryl Story, he's going back to receive the first punt of Friday Night Football.
As Story is one of the co-captains, the senior captains, 6 foot, 165 pound. He also plays quarterback and defensive back as well. You saw him on defensive back. That's a good snap. Here's the kick. Watch a nice high spiral, taking the ball back at about the 10-yard line. Here he goes, trying to find the corner. He's got it. If he can get by one other player and then is pushed out of bounds on the far side of the field, right around the 30-yard line. So that'll be pretty good.
Flag on the play here. It's going to be a block in the back, so that's going to be coming back. And that happened just as he caught it, when he slipped down.
Yeah.
And I think that's when they caught him on that block in the back. So, nice run by Story, and it's going to bring him all the way back. And, that's kind of the jitters that you see at the very first football game of the year. And
but that can happen. That can happen, Gary.
Any kicking game,
yes,
you're going to have the block in the back. And it's like, even on the pros or high school or college, it's just like, just start at the 20. Forget all that. You just start there and just have done with it.
But that's what happens, you got a beat on, and you're going to throw a nice block, and then he turns his back on you. And
or slips.
Falls down. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But look at where they're going to put that ball, Lee. That's where they're starting possession here for Northridge.
Well, we'll see how much this puts Bethel in the hole, because they're going to run that no huddle spread offense, and yeah, there is a man in motion. There's the snap and the handoff.
Oh, look out!
Look out! It's straight up the middle. We knew he was going to do well tonight. Sheehy, and he crosses the 20. Well, that's enough for the first down by 10 yards.
Yeah, big tackle by William Ridinger. He's the one that just brought him down on that tackle. And here you can see, look at the man in motion here on the replay.
Misdirection.
Yeah, now watch this. High snap. They lucked out there and draw play right up the middle. Look at the blocking. Everybody's doing their job. And then coming across here right at the last minute, right there, number 2 finally brings him down with the help of his other defenders. And that was a real nice game. That's going to be 1st and 10.
And luckily for Ridinger, he got a big hand on him to take him down. Looking now, still trying to find somebody. He's got somebody in the flat. Yes, he does, right at the 25-yard line. And that being Matt Moon. So Matt Moon will pick up. But I'll tell you what, give the quarterback some kudos there, because what he did is he just kind of took his time, and looked and threw that nice little easy pass.
Alec Mallison on that tackle for Bethel. And he's kind of shaking his head, saying I should have been a little closer, a little more man-to-man, playing off about 6 yards there.
They've got some speed on this Northridge ball club, and they've got the players to do it right now as well. Heading on the far side of the field. Look at those holes.
Well, there was a terrific block on the outside. And I think the block was made, and if I'm not mistaken, coming around there was Sheehy made a terrific block that wide opened up that end around.
Well, here
it is. You can see the block right there.
Well, there it is. Yeah, he
right
took
in the middle of your screen there. And look at that.
But did you see Matt Moon with the burst of speed? They've got the speed back there. Bam, right through there. Ball is at the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10. Second first down for Northridge as they are moving the ball at will right now. Counterplay in the backfield, and boy, Bethel would not be denied on that.
Yeah, that's the guy we talked about.
Guy, Dylan Kelly.
Dylan Kelly, we talked about him, number 50 there. He's 6 feet, 235 pounds, and he will drop you like a rock right there. But you're right, Lee. They do have the speed, and right now Bethel's doing a pretty good job up the middle. It's the outside that might be a little worrisome.
Okay, it's a 2-yard loss. Make it 2nd down and 12 yards to go for the first down. As a nice snap from center. Here they roll.
A lot of protection.
Got a man open too in the flat, and breaking away. Looked like one of those old tearaway jerseys from Jaron Lander as he got the ball and would not be denied.
Well, that's Kelly's looking at his hands. He's wiping off Vaseline right now. He's saying, "What the heck was on the back of your shirt?" Now watch him. He has a bead on him in your bottom of your screen.
Got him.
Look at
got
that.
Him. Got him.
And coming in there, the rest of his the Bethel Bees in for a tackle. So that's going to be 3rd and short.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because when we played, I used lard sometimes on my jersey.
No, that was just left over from your meal.
And up in the backfield, and I think yes, got enough for the first down. Going down as they crossed the 50. Down into Bethel Bee territory at about the 48-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Northridge Polar Bears. They can move the football.
And that's working pretty well with this offense that Northridge runs right up the middle. But the blocking so far has really impressed me, from the outside running backs doing their job. Sometimes running backs don't like to block that much, but they do a good job here.
Block for me, I'll block for you. And don't forget the quarterback in there, too. Daryl Story Jr.
Look at the wheels on him.
A nice job. Oh, here he goes. Trying to find that corner. He stayed in bounds. Cuts back. What a nice run. And it's going to be caught from behind. There he goes, Daryl Story.
Yep. And on the tackle there, coming in across for Bethel, the saving tackle, Alex Moss, number 14.
Oh, no, look at this, Gary. Look how close he gets to that sideline.
Now watch him cut back right here. He makes a nice move. Face mask against Bethel, so that's going to move him back.
Yeah, that was right at the very end of the play, too.
So we might see our very first scoring drive on Northridge's first possession.
Well, I'm telling you what, they are moving the football. And a lot of times you get in there and you're a little bit shaky. Oh, it's the first ball game. We're in front of the home crowd.
Remember they had that little dump pass, and that would always settle things down. It was not a long pass, just something just to get comfortable.
Very smart. It did. Story found his man out in the flat, and they picked up positive yardage, and that's all you need.
Oh, fumble.
Fumble ball cannot be held by Jared Lander.
The Bees got it.
Lander could not find the handle on it. And who comes up with the football?
Number 55 coming up, the big guy. That's Peak. We talked about him as well.
Peak, yeah.
Braden Peak. So he's.
Now watch this, Gary. Here's what happens, and I don't know. Is this quarterback or is this
a bad handoff? The eyes. He was looking down before he put that ball away.
Yeah.
And that was a nice drive for Northridge, and all of a sudden, guess what? The Bees are in business again.
Well, after the penalty, they were down at about the 10-yard line, and they took it all the way down inside the 10-yard line of Bethel before the turnover. That kills everything.
Yeah, beautiful shots tonight from our camera crew here tonight. They always do a great job, but you could see that very clearly what happened. He looked downfield. It's like a wide receiver.
Yes.
There's another high snap there for the Bees, and they got stuffed.
See, I can remember back in the 70s when Bethel.
You can remember back then.
Well, I can, yeah. I got the brain back. Every once in a while, something goes boing. But they quit football because they were having a tough time even fielding a team. And when they did play, they got beat one time 92-0, and the next week 72-0. And the coach then resigned, and that was pretty much it. They couldn't get anybody to really that they liked to take on the coaching, and they dropped football for a while. But they have come back and look pretty good, to be honest with you. Second down, 10 yards to go for the Bethel Bees. Out into the flat, nice catch, but boy, look at the defense. You know, I know why he was one of the defensive leaders, Jaron Lander.
He is so quick.
Did you see him on the legs?
He is so quick.
My. This is a quick football team. Quickness will win you a lot of ball games.
And this is one of the divisions too, where most of these players play both ways.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not get up into the G-walk, and sometimes it's just they're all offense or defense. But with you got the speed that these guys have, you let them play both ways.
Look out! Did he get the guy? He's got a man open and intercepted. Story's got the football at the 50 and then goes back as he's being tackled by Carter Bennett, the intended receiver. And it is going to be another turnover. This time going Northridge's way. He fakes it out into the flat and had his man open, but Story, he put a little bit too much air under it. And Story had his chance to cut over, look at this, and came up with the football.
Well, I think what I really think happened there, Lee, is, coming across there, I think Bennett lost it somewhere because as you saw him cutting across, he was kind of looking, and I think he had a shot at that ball as well, so he just kind of lost it, is my belief.
In the lights, very well could have. Boy, there's that spread offense. And faking the ball and taking it and being caught in the back.
Tackle.
What a great defensive play. Another one from Carter Bennett. Carter Bennett comes up with that one, and that's going to be a nice loss. Well, not if you're a Northridge football player, not a very nice loss. But if you're Bethel, yeah, not bad. All the way back to the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up second down, but a half a mile to go. Well, 17 yards anyway. Second down. Don't forget, next week, we're going to be at Kenton Ridge. Got another big ball game coming up for you at Kenton Ridge as they take on the Carlisle Indians. Story rolling to the right, got a man to the flat, catches the ball. But, boy, that's another nice defensive play. Another great defensive play. And if I can catch that number real quick, it looked like, 29, 28? Coming up, it looked like Spencer Briggs coming up with that. And, he was quick to get to the football on defense for the Bethel Bees. So that's a pickup of almost 7. We'll call it 6. So it'll be third down and 11 as the ball is just nose across the 46-yard line. Both ball clubs have had their problems with turnovers. Northridge with that turnover down at the 10-yard line. And then the long interception taken in by Northridge. Just big third down play, and the whistle goes, and Bethel says, I want a timeout. And they're going to get a timeout indeed.
Well, this game started with just a little bit more passing than I thought we'd see tonight.
Yes.
And I think they both realize, if you're going to do anything in this league or any league, you got to have some kind of a balance there. You have to be able to throw that ball.
Don't forget our athlete of the week. Athlete of the week, we want you to nominate who you think
Brittany
is
is also assisted this evening by student trainers Chastity Redding and Destiny
whatever it
Glenn.
might be, but a student athlete. It's the International Harvester Credit Union athlete of the week. And you can send that
Orthopedic
to
Associates of Southwest Ohio is widely recognized
Yeah,
as the
we were
regional
looking
leader in
through some of the
comprehensive orthopedic care,
backs
treating everything
that
from head to
were
toe.
lost. The
For more
top running
information,
back
visit
for Northridge,
www.swo.com.
Tawan Haynes, he's now playing at Notre Dame College in Cleveland. Mason Penley
Attention athletes and
was
parents,
the slot and defensive
fast
back.
twitch
He's playing
sports
at
performance
Heidelberg.
is the key to
Mason
unlocking
Martin
your
was their
athletic
quarterback,
potential.
playing at Wilmington College, and Trace Goggins, wide receiver, is playing also at Heidelberg.
We got the speed, and those schools up there like to play pretty quickly and play fast, and it's probably a really good match for it, plus a great education up there.
All right, in that spread offense is what they call it.
A lot of time.
Receivers all over the place. I
hold,
think we've got a holding penalty, Gary.
Well, just throw it up there and hope it's not on you.
Oh, nice play, and just could not come down with the football.
All for naught, right?
Yeah, that was Salim Mohammed, who could not come up, although it wouldn't have counted anyway. What do you do here if you're Bethel? Just go, okay, 4th down punt. Or do you walk off 10 yards? Give him another shot with the football.
I'd give him another shot, and then, they already had a fumble.
Holding against the Bears.
And I just
penalty
noticed that
decline.
last snap, it is 4th down. That's what we said.
Yeah.
They had that high snap again, so that's something to keep an eye out if you're on the defense for Bethel. Maybe get a quick blitz in there on that shotgun formation. But
now, Bethel said no.
Yeah, going back to receive there is Bethel's number 28. That's Spencer Briggs, who had that good tackle that played before last.
All right, let's see how far Ricky Truesdale can put the ball downfield. And now another timeout, and Bethel wants this one.
Boy.
I'm not so sure that for the coaching staff over there, they had the right amount of players in there.
Well, they got one timeout left in the half.
And there's still 3:53 left in the first quarter. We're scoreless. We're scoreless. You know, I had a chance to travel around and down where the Marions is on North Dixie. There's that neighborhood back there, Gary, and if you looked, it looked like it was blown up. They had that tornado come through. Local TV for me. You can always get connected with community events, sports stories, contests, and videos. Get connected all the time at www.localtvforme.com.
And it's just great to be here, in Northridge, because this area really suffered a lot, and we're glad to be here and kind of see the optimism that this community has.
And there's one thing, too. They haven't been in school yet because they're trying to get the school ready. They won't get in school until end of September.
And there's looked like a fair catch, but he is swarmed down there.
He may have thrown a fair catch, but he took off with it.
I think it was a fair catch as he was falling. As he was getting
don't
hit, just throws his hand up. I think when you see those red shirts, that's one good thing. You see red. The bull's coming your way, so you might as well just do a fair catch.
Okay. I don't want to catch this.
And you look at the for Northridge, number 56, and he's a pretty good-sized guy there. And that's Kenny Page. He's 250, 5'9".
Stocky.
5'9". He's a football player right there.
24-yard line is where Bethel is located, and have not been able to move the ball real well. They've had a pass interception on that last drive. So it's 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. And it's scoreless here in this first quarter from Northridge High School. And this is a beautiful football field. It's been 15 years since they've had it. The intended receiver there was William Riniger. But who came across? Number 3, was it?
No, number 11, Turpin. Cavani Turpin was going, if I was maybe 6 or 7 inches taller, I would have had that one.
I mean, there was just something that wasn't connected there.
One thing I have seen, though, with the Bethel quarterback, he does a pretty good job. He did have that one interception down the field. But you'll notice that he doesn't really telegraph each and every throw. He'll look away, but that one was definitely telegraphed.
That was telegraphed. I'm going into the flat.
3 wide receivers down here now, huh?
Yeah, trips, and we got 2 defenders. That's it. We need somebody to come over. That's Story Jr. And what does Bethel do? Let's run the football. We've got everybody spread out. Let's see if we can. See if we can fool them here.
And that's what's kind of nice about that offense, because you'll have 4 down linemen, and if everybody gets a hat on a hat, you got an open gap there, and you got some big yardage running, or a pass on the outside.
Now that's what Northridge has been able to do. Yeah. They've been able to keep the defenders, the linemen, away, and they've got the holes going in there. As Bethel waiting for the play to come in. I had talked to some people. Even the football field isn't the way they want it. They just got a new goalpost, and they said they're on order, and they haven't been here, and that's the play clocks. So they're keeping that all on the field. And Bethel up to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, there's some movement going on. The big guy, once he got moving forward, he said, "Uh-oh, I'm not stopping." Kenny Page.
Yeah, my brakes don't work that well.
So that's going to go instead of a 3rd and 6 with that offsides encroachment. It should be 3rd down and about one for the first down.
2 yards, the way they placed this ball.
Well, yeah, the way they placed it. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2.
So
and that's easy. Just, once again, with that spread, open it up.
Well,
four linemen. Look at the defensive linemen up here now. You got they're going with 3 down there now, Lee. They're going 3-4.
Oh, 4.
3-4. They're doing it. And they dropped to 4.
Yeah, they've been running to 4-3, but you're right, Gary. It looked like a 3-4. Right across. Oh, that's beautiful. A nice pass.
Beautiful.
Nice little slant, and catching him right in the gut is Alex Moss as they got him. And Moss is going to take it out just across the 40-yard line. First down and 10 for Bethel. And you know what? The quarterback did a nice job on that.
Yeah,
look at this.
Watch this catch by Taryn Hill. Taryn Hill caught that ball. He's a freshman.
Yeah, but bam, who was on him?
Yeah.
She was on him all over the place.
But a freshman coming across the middle, Lee, that's something we haven't seen in years.
Now we got trips down here at the bottom once again. Let's see if they run the football. They've got all the defenders. They got 3 of them over
they're
here.
Jammed up the middle.
Nice snap. The snap actually hit
and it's going to be Northridge ball.
The running back going over to block. It bounced off of him. Never did get to the quarterback, Mason Brown, and recovered by Northridge.
Yeah, here it is again. Watch this. Watch the snap. Snap's going to come up here, and look at they're going to do the blitz. They got a blitz
coming in, hits the quarterback's arm.
Yeah, and then number 20 knocked it out of there, and then boom, right on it, just like he should be. Number 7, Matt Moon.
Wow, that's what, two
turnovers for Bethel.
And,
1 for passing.
One passing, one. And what about Northridge? One on that.
Just 1 for them.
Yeah, down at the 10-yard line.
And here's
Story's got the ball. He says, "Hey, let me run it. See if I can get loose." And he did. And, boy, he drew a crowd over here at the 35-yard line. He's backed up. But it looks like he may have gotten it down to about the 33, so he'll be a couple of yards short.
Walker Johnson finally in on that tackle, a senior. He's a 6-footer, 220, and boy, they're going after that ball. And look at this first quarter. We might be just scoreless here with 1:37
reason by. And you know what would be, I think, good for this team is if you get Story the football and you move everybody to the left, he goes right.
Yep.
That naked bootleg. Yep. Because he is just quick.
It's almost the pro bootleg, really.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Hand off to the man in motion is Moon. Moon has got some running room, got the first down.
Oof. Oof. Vicious tackling there.
Vicious tackle. One of the vicious hits was by Dylan Kelly, number 50, for the Bethel Bees. And he's a strong linebacker. Now watch.
He's going to roll right, gets a good block again.
Ooh, nice block.
And he's going to cut right back up, finds that hole, slips through there, and then he's going to get hammered. But he even lunges forward, so he's make great play there.
Very great play.
Another passing play.
Here comes Story again over the right side.
Oof.
Yeah, there's some
hitting out there.
You can hear it.
Bethel B, number 54, came shooting across there. Walker Johnson. Now there's a football name.
Walker Johnson, linebacker Johnson. It's going to bring up a second down. And, about 9 yards to go for the first down. As the ball is at about the 22. No, actually the 21-yard line. Nose closer, actually, to the 20. Story fakes it again. Boy, he's being rushed. Nice spin move. Boy.
He rolled outside.
But that's how you as a quarterback can go get positive yardage, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and he sat back there for a little bit before he went outside to really sell it, and then he took off.
Yeah, he was looking, and there's the no huddle as Northridge up to the line of scrimmage. The backs, Sheehy and Story Jr.
And that's
now
the end of the first quarter there.
That's it.
Yep.
That is the end of the first quarter of action. And the score with the end of the first quarter is 0-0. We'll be back with quarter number 2 right after this on local TV for me, Sports Network.
The football team would like to thank the Bear Boosters for their help.
You're watching the Hometown High School Football Game of the Week on WRCX Television, brought to you by our local All-State agent, Jim Twiggs. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by the Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons, Muffler Brothers of Springfield, Urbana, and Fairborn, and the IH Credit Union.
Although the world is ever-changing, the basic rhythms of life remain the same. One being people's passion to build families, communities, houses, businesses. But turning passion into reality is often challenging. For all of life's moments, count on Security National Bank.
Springfield's pharmacy is Harding Road Pharmacy, located 1.5 miles north of the hospital on North Plum Street and Harding Road. Harding Road Pharmacy has been locally owned since 1950.
We not only fill prescriptions that are ready when you are, but our friendly professional staff is always available to answer questions and provide free delivery. We're proud to serve our community, and we invite you to experience why Harding Road Pharmacy is Springfield's hometown pharmacy.
Harding Road Pharmacy is open 7 days a week for prescriptions that are ready when you are.
When your ride is overheated, choking, spinning, sputtering, stopped, or just too slow, trust the pros at Muffler Brothers. With locations in Fairborn, Urbana, and Springfield, you're right around the corner from repair service you can count on. Get your car the attention it deserves. See the real pros in town. Muffler Brothers.
Here we go with the Polar Bears hosting the Bethel Bees. It's the All-State Hometown High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Jim Twiggs. And you know what? We're the same way as we started. We're scoreless. Heading right up the middle with the football is Jaron Lander. Now, they've got the speed and they've got the runners, but you know what? It's going to bring up a fourth down at about the 16-yard line. Well, do you go for it?
We haven't seen much kicking even in the warm-ups tonight.
No, we haven't. It's about 5 yards short.
And they're talking about it.
Well, they're looking over the sidelines. Here's the play. Yeah.
Sheehy's going, I think we can do this.
Yeah, give me the ball.
And they're going to, yeah.
Now they're taking their time. And again.
They've called a play. He's called a play in from the sideline. Nice call. And Sheehy's, I better goes right to number 2 here. Sheehy.
Here's a man in motion.
Yep,
there's the pitch to Sheehy. Nice block. Took him right into
his
Sheehy.
Own player, yep.
And that was a block by Matt Moon, and he got the block. It's just that Sheehy ran into everybody.
Yeah,
they're not going to go anywhere. Going to lose about 4 yards. Yeah, it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for Bethel.
I think Bethel realized that this was coming. Now here's the pitch to the outside. Block on the outside, and then he runs into his own man, and he comes across, and he's tackled short of that first down, and everybody knew that Sheehy was probably going to get that ball.
Well, Carter Bennett was strong enough to throw a forearm shiver and get Matt Moon to go backwards exactly where Sheehy was cutting. And that just blew that play up.
So from the 20, here we go.
1st and 10 for the Bethel Bees. And, boy, they spread them out all over the place. Quarterback says, I'll run the football, and finds him a nice move. Nice little stop-and-go move for the quarterback. Mason Brown looked like he was going to be tackled at about the line of scrimmage, broke that tackle, and then broke a couple others. He had a little bit of run. Looked good. Elusive, as you call it. Pick up of 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball is at the 29-yard line. Fake handoff. Guess who gets it again? And Brown gets the first down barely. But that's all that counts. As long as you get the yardage, you got the first down. 1st and 10 at the just about the 31-yard line for the Bethel Bees, as they've had a couple of turnovers here lately. Had that fumble. They've had the pass interception. And Northridge, of course, moved the ball all the way down to the Bethel 10-yard line if you're just joining us. And they also had trouble with the handoff and lost the football. So the ball at the 31-yard line, it'll be Bethel with the football.
You know, first Friday night, first game, so these are things that you've talked about all summer long and all practice up to this game. And what happens? Well, you end up coughing up the ball 2 times for Bethel and 1 time for Northridge. So that's going to happen. It's game number 1 of 2019.
It's like us, they said we'd never last. 20 years later, here we still are, but as young as ever. Handoff up the middle. Nice running room, but a nice tackle by Ricky Truesdale. And that was just, that tackle was kind of exactly what you want to see. Evan Rogers stood him straight up and put him right down after a 2-yard gain.
You know, if Truesdale doesn't make that tackle, he's picking up a good 10, 15 yards, and he stayed right at home and hung on to him and put him down on the ground.
Well, that is the key, and you mentioned that a lot, which is so true. Stay at home.
Yep.
Don't take the fake. Don't take the jitterbug.
You want to be involved, and you try to go where the ball's going, and sometimes you get burnt, and boy, do you get burnt badly.
We had a guy on our team one time, the coach said, watch their navel. Wherever the navel goes, and he said, Coach, he's got a jersey on. Where's his navel? He didn't play again. Nice snap. Uh-oh. Coming in from behind, getting the ball away and saying, I got to get rid of this thing, and he did. And there was nobody there except the 50-yard line, and that's where it fell, incomplete. Going to bring up a third down and 8 yards to go. I thought he was going to get nailed from behind. Matt Moon just was totally unblocked. Came charging in there.
Yeah, Bethel turned the ball about 3 times, and they only really picked up that 10-yard, that one crossover completion to the freshman. And, that's something they just should not shy away from here as we get even into the second half. I think they're going to get people calmed down a little bit, and they can make some of these completions.
One thing that we were talking about is that when a play is done, the clock goes, you've got 40 seconds. Now, if it's a timeout or a fumble or something like that, and the referee blows the whistle, you got 25 seconds. So it's kind of a double-edged clock. Handing off to the first man through, and that being Evan Rogers. And Evan was just greeted rudely by 5 Polar Bears.
And going back to receive is Darryl Story. And he's been pretty dangerous. Had that one thing that was called back, but he's going back to receive the punt. And set to kick for Bethel. Trying to see the number. I can't even see what.
I think it's number 20 back there.
No, it's number 10.
It's number 10? Okay.
Taylor Brown. Taylor Brown is going to be the
snap.
punter. Oh, almost blocked.
Yeah, almost got the block. This is a nice punt, and it's going to go out of bounds as it rolls at about the 33-yard line. And that's where Northridge will put it in play. And that's pretty good field position. You can get the ball outside the 20. You're in pretty good shape. 8:18 remaining here in this first half, and we are still scoreless. The Polar Bears, with 3 timeouts, so they can watch the time and play it. We're just 1 timeout for the Bethel Bees, and they took those early in that first quarter. A couple of times they took 2 in a row just when Bethel was set upright.
It's almost better to really take it then, and instead of having a big score on you or 2 scores.
Well, that's
there's a couple of ways to look at it, but I agree with you. At least take 1 and save the rest.
Save the
last 2 till you get into the second quarter.
And the thing is, use them, because you can't take them with you to the second half. You'll lose them. All right, Northridge, of course, in that spread offense, as they said they would do, and they have done. Nice snap. Boy, what a nice move. Look out. He's on a rail. Got the 20, got the 15, going to be pushed out of bounds.
About the 13, huh?
Yeah, by William Rediger. The sophomore tight end and defensive end for the Bethel Bees. Watch this run. What a move.
Now watch him go on the outside. Now he gets a good little stutter step here to fake out the Bethel Bee player, but he just comes up and he says, I better go out.
Yeah.
Good coverage by Bethel Bee coming down there. Doing his best was William Rediger.
Yeah. First down 10, ball at the 14-yard line. Coming this way. Here comes Story Jr., I believe. Is that who I'm looking at? Yep. As he gets down to about
the 5-yard line.
5-yard line. In there at quarterback is Riley Holmes. No relation. Riley Holmes.
Pickup of almost 9 there. Now watch this. Watch him come to the outside. He gets the handoff. Look at him looking downfield. He wants to go. I'm going to take this outside. Here we go. And then he almost a block in the back there.
Yes, and a nice job by that offensive player not to get him.
And then good tackling downfield by the Bethel Bee, and shooting across there is Evan Rogers. Here we go, live.
Boy, look at this great camera angle. Snap back, straight up the middle, and it's going to be across the 5. So at the 4-yard line. Sheehy with the football. He had 5 scores last year. of course, was not one of the featured runners last year. Still at 525 yards. As the ball is at the, it looks like it's inside the 4, closer to the 3. 7:43, clock is rolling. As, of course, you can see this is something they do all the time. Look over. They're going to get some numbers from somebody on the side. Then they're going to check their wrist. And Northridge says, we're down at the 4-yard line. Let's make this work. First and goal from the 4. Northridge calls a timeout.
What you want to do is you want to make sure you get a score, especially with a game that's this close, because it's kind of like a hockey game. One score could do it in this type of a game.
Yeah.
So,
and you are right. I didn't see anybody kicking field goals or anything before
on
the
either
ball
team.
game.
On either
team.
Yeah.
Either team. So a score and a 2-point conversion, you may take that to the bank.
I don't know if you go for 2 right now, but like you said, we didn't really see any kicking, did we?
No, we didn't. Now Bethel is looking to break that 3-game losing streak. In the last 5 games, they've lost 4 of those, while Northridge has won 4 of those. So Bethel.
New season, though.
Well, that's true.
New season, new players.
Both teams are a little young right now. So we're seeing a pretty good ball game, to be honest with you. All right, first down and 4. 7:35 remaining here in this first half of action. We're at Northridge High School. In there at quarterback, Riley Holmes. He's just a sophomore. 5'10", 170 pounds. Line is all set. Starting in motion is Sheehy. Give it over the middle.
Good defense.
That was a great defense. Actually hit at about the 5-yard line.
Dylan Kelly.
Number 1 was Jaron Lander, and Dylan Kelly got him.
Dylan Kelly closed that door. So they're a little stingy down here with second down coming up. And they're looking over for that play. This is not quite the hurry-up offense that you would want right now. I'd go quicker. I would
maybe a little bit, because that's why you do the no huddle.
Yeah, and a lot of teams, we've seen that in the GWAC. It took forever. Some teams look over their coaches, and that clock winds down. Here we go.
All right, offense set, defense set. Well, they got some players up front. Looks like 5 men.
Nothing doing.
Yeah, and that was a little slow. Was Riley Holmes to hand off to the running back, that being Jared Landers, and the ball no gain.
Chance Spaeth's in on that tackle.
Third down and 3, Gary.
Yeah, Chance is a junior. He's a guard. He's 6 feet, 230. So they got some pretty big guys size-wise in there. We got Braden Peak. He's a real big guy in there. He's at 6'2", 245. So that line is really stout. Let's see what happens.
Well, nobody in the backfield. Is he going to roll, throw it into the end zone? We shall see. Man coming in motion.
Oh, there's a touchdown.
And they hand it off, and this is going to go around the corner. In to score is Jaron Lander from 3 yards out. With 6:15 remaining in this first quarter of action, or first half of action, I should say. It is a 6-0 ball game. Watch him go. He kind of like ducks in.
Stutter stepping is wide open. Yep. Jaron Lander.
And I was trying to see who got through there, but breaking through was Dylan Kelly. He eluded him. Then there was nobody as he went to the corner.
Here comes the kick. See if they get this extra point and go up by 7.
They were a little short, and they got the right amount of players in there.
Oh,
here's the snap back. The kick is
up.
No good.
Oh, boy, that might come back to you.
Ooh, that may come back, you're right, to haunt you. So it's no good, and the score is 6-0 with 6:15 remaining here in this first half, as striking first blood was the home team, the Northridge Polar Bears. And they have looked pretty good. They have looked pretty good on offense. They ruined their one opportunity, if you're just joining us, down at the 10 where they fumbled and were really on the move. This time for naught. They did go in.
About 126 yards so far for just rushing there, and the passing hasn't been that much of a story for Northridge. I have them down for 2 passes.
That's it.
And no completions, or no really, they didn't really move the ball. Turnover apiece, and then, of course, Jaron Lander with that 4-yard touchdown run. And extra point, boy, Al, you can see it right there on your scoreboard. That's going to be a little iffy here, especially in a close game.
We'll see.
If Bethel scores a touchdown and they, kick that extra point, who knows? Could be a 7-6 ball game, but we'll see.
We'll see, because
we got a whole second half left to go.
Yeah, we do.
And
I was going to say, we have seen teams come out in the second half and just totally annihilate another team. All right, Bethel is back, and really don't have anybody deep. They're standing at about the 20-yard line as they await the kick of Ricky Truesdale. But something we've noticed over the last few years is
squib kicks.
Yeah,
yep.
a lot of them. Just keep them away.
And it's also safer. You know what I think?
Well,
for your players as well. So that's not a squib. That's a good
nice
kick.
Little end over end. Comes down at about the 20-yard line. Nice cut at about the 30. And going down in a nice return in there for the Bethel Bees, and that being Spencer Briggs.
Yeah, he's been playing a pretty good ball game here offensively and defense. And that's not an easy ball to catch on a kickoff like that. You know, the sun's going down. But let's see what Bethel Bees, and that's good field position, Lee, at 35-yard line.
He got 15 more yards for him than if he would have just gone down
and he had that
caught
little
that
lunge.
ball. Yeah.
I hated to see that lunge because it reminded me of the time of the Oakland Raider, who was an L.A. Raider, and that was when he stretched out, and that was the end of his football career as a running back, and probably one of the best running backs, not Marcus Allen, but I'm talking about Bo Jackson.
Oh, Bo Jackson.
That was his last play, and he just stretched out.
Bo Jackson actually got hurt against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, and I was at that game.
Were you?
Yeah, I was at that game sitting right across the field when that happened. That's what reminded me of it when he got hit.
Wow.
Pick up about a yard there. Huh?
That's right. He did lunge at that.
It looked like a Gumby.
Wow. Evan Rogers, let's see what he got. Maybe a yard. Going to bring up second down and about 9 yards to go for the first down. Clock continues to roll with 5:50 remaining here in this first half of action. The butterflies have got to be gone now. What you're looking at is a couple of teams that just want to play football, and this is kind of twilight. I used to like it when they had the 7:30, 8 o'clock games where it got dark. Yeah.
But now you're right. You are settled down, and you kind of know what the other team's doing. You know what the weapons are, and now it's just man to man right now, and shut it down.
All right.
Some
jumping going on.
Yep.
Yeah, and that is
that's the second time offsides there.
Yeah, coming across on that one, it looked like Kenny Page.
Yeah, that's the second one, is it not?
Yeah, and now they're going to throw the flag. They're not going to wait for you to hit somebody. You cross, it's encroachment.
Yep.
So it's going to bring up still second down, but instead of 9, it's 4 as the ball is out to the 41-yard line. 6-0, just about a minute or so ago. Northridge coming up with the touchdown, missed the extra point as Bethel in the huddle and breaking it. Mason Brown actually has looked pretty good tonight. One of the captains for the Bethel Bees. Looking over to the sidelines as they got trips to the far side. 5 minutes even remaining in this first half. And trying to run the football. Yeah. Did you see Northridge? They were right across. They were like they were in the huddle. It looked like they're picking up number 52, Gary.
Calvin Kelly.
Yeah.
And he's somebody you want to pick up pretty gingerly. He's 6'2", he's 235, so he's not going to just bounce up.
Loss of 3. So that's going to be third down and 7. Ball is at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, the slot back coming in here is Taryn Hill for them as they scoot across.
Actually, Bethel in pretty tight right now. They got some wide receivers, but they don't have the trips like they've been doing to one side or the other.
Alec Moss in the slot.
Almost slipped and almost slipped and fell. He may have been better off slipping and falling.
Jeremy Henry.
Who was on him?
Yeah, Jeremy Henry just crushed him. Now watch this replay here as this comes across here. Here's the snap now. Everybody's set pretty well.
Yeah.
And they're coming now. And right there, look at that, just blitzed right through there. And then he gets the backside tackle, and boom.
Looks like you saw Terrace Hill coming from his blind side, and it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so rushing for Bethel has not really been an issue, probably down to about 30 yards so far.
High end-over-end kick, and it's just going to fall badly. And there's some Bethel Bees standing around letting it roll backwards.
Yep.
And finally they down it at about the 45-yard line. Again, great field position. But let us see what happens. They did score on their last go-around, and we're talking about Northridge. And let's see what they do here in this second great field position. They move the ball back a little bit. It's going to be at the 44-yard line. But, Gary, anything outside the 20 is pretty good field position anymore.
You know, for Bethel Bees, we talked about how young both of these teams are, and they really have to get back. at halftime and talk about some of those shorter passes.
Yeah.
Because that helped move the ball and open it up a little bit because Northridge is all over that run in the middle.
Boy, they are. And, I mean, they've been all over it. Riley comes calling the signals. Being rushed, gets a nice pass over the middle. And that one could have been intercepted. He was trying to hit Sean Sheehy, but it was a little low. And nowhere near him, to be honest with you. So that's going to bring up a second down and 10.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's like their fourth pass tonight for Northridge, and I do not think they have a completion.
I think you're right, Gary. 0 for 4. Of course, the running game is quickly.
They haven't had to throw.
No. I mean, as quick as they are. There's a little pass out into the
there's
flat. Guess who gets it?
Yeah,
Story Jr. And you know what? He's going to outrun everybody. Down the sidelines, there's another score for the home team, the Polar Bears of Northridge. What was second down and 10 ends up to be a 54-yard touchdown pass. Once Story got it out in the flat, look at him.
Now watch, he cuts right through there, and watch him turn on the burners here. And he knows when he's going in, he's got it. He goes, there we go.
I'm number one.
First touchdown of the season, and I'll take it.
12-0 as he outran everybody after he caught that. And now Northridge is going to go for 2. With 3:13 remaining here in this first half of action. Riley Holmes calls the signals, and he rolls. Looks into the end zone, got his man. 2-point conversion is good. And scoring all 8 points on that drive was Darryl Story Jr.
Yeah, they're 6 for 57 now. We said they were 0 for 6 or 0 for 4.
Oh, yeah.
55-yard touchdown pass.
14-0. Actually, Northridge trying to get off the schneid, too, because they haven't had a whole lot of luck over the last 5 years against these Bethel Bees.
That was a beautiful run, and boy, he just had that, hit him in stride, perfect throw. And, of course, I think we should get some credit because we said they were 0 for 4. And then, boom, what happens? That's exactly. And that's what happens, too, when you're Bethel. You're going, well, they can't really throw the ball that well. And that's the pass play that's effective. It's not a big, long pass play. We talked about that for, 20 years? Just a little dink pass and let them go.
In the flat, little dinker over the middle.
And let them go. And then take what you can get. But nobody wants to do that anymore.
The old and it worked for a team called the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, you think?
For a lot of years.
Ronnie Lott would run, and then they go ahead and dig
Joe
it
Montana can't throw the football. No, he just threw 35 touchdown passes.
Nice scoop up.
Oh, nice scoop up.
Man.
Coming downfield quickly was Matt Moon. He has been all over the field, whether it be offense, whether it be defense, and now special teams.
And he's only a junior.
Yeah, he'll be back. And it's Bethel's football, but somebody's going to have a couple of bruises come tomorrow morning. Don't want to be bruised up too much on Saturday. Ball at the 30, first down, 10 yards to go for Bethel. Not bad field position, but they've got to find some offense with 3:09 remaining here in this first half of action. And it is a 14-0 ball game. Northridge out on top. And, of course, these guys, this is like a pro football team, Northridge now, because they haven't been in school. They won't be for another couple of weeks. They're just playing football.
It'll be August 30th when they get out.
Going to school will be culture shock.
I don't think the principals have told them that you're not going to have a summer next year.
Coming across the middle, Blake Young, and I think he heard some footsteps because that was a very catchable pass, and it just went straight to the ground.
Well, it was just too busy to throw the ball in that area. There's just too much that can go wrong, and they're pretty lucky just to have that as an incompletion.
Too many red jerseys down there. Way too many red jerseys.
We've talked to a lot of people here in this Northridge area, and a lot of them still not back in their homes, and, we feel for them and just the donations that are coming in from everybody around. This Dayton thing, it makes you feel proud that you're kind of part of it because, everybody is behind them and, always lending a hand. So pretty terrific on everybody's part here in and around the Northridge community.
In and around the Dayton community, Trotwood community. It's,
Here's your pass.
It's been rough.
Now
here he goes.
Yep. Oof.
Who did he hit down there? I'm trying to look at the number. It looked like 59.
You know, Matt Moon got hit, and he went back and just goes, "What was that?"
Kenny Page did the same thing. It was boom, boom, boom.
Now watch this. Now look at the bottom of your screen. Now he's coming around. He has some room to run.
Okay.
Now watch Moon come up here and he goes,
bam!
Oh, jeez. Jeez. He goes, that guy's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
And actually a nice block almost after the play was over by Walker Johnson.
That's a physics lesson right there. It's, you know, you see those balls, how they go, you know, the balls that go back and forth and they rock gravity like that and they go click, click. That's what happened there. The energy just hit
bang,
and just
bang,
bang. And they just been opposite energy, pulled them apart.
I don't believe you said.
Since they're not in school.
From a guy that can't even add 2 and 2, you're talking physics.
It's an algorithm.
Ball snapped back out into the flat. Throw behind
that's
him.
A fumble.
Yeah,
that's
this is a lateral.
Yep.
And that's going to be a big loss all the way back to about the 16-yard line.
And he had room to lead him. Watch this, Lee. He's going to get the snap. Now, he has plenty of room. There's no defender coming in on a blitz. Look at that.
He's wide open.
He could have walked over there and tossed it underhand, but he goes back. And that's just something kind of you're going to have to learn. But, you know, he probably
that was kind of the quarterback and the receiver.
Probably had an eyeball on Jaron Lander, but he was coming in late. He had plenty of time to dish that out there.
Yeah. Yeah, he
4th
did.
and 22 right there with 1:47 left to go.
And still, what do we got? Just one timeout for the Polar Bears. And one timeout. Yeah, because they called it right here to stop that clock. That would have been stopped anyway. No, it wouldn't have. That wasn't an incomplete pass. That was a lateral.
That was a lateral.
That's right.
So that's their last timeout.
No, they got one more. Northridge got one, and it is Bethel with one.
I thought Bethel was down to one before.
Yeah, they are. But I think Northridge called the timeout here. Then they had 2.
Okay, I'm with you.
Well, you better be with me.
Well, if I was Bethel, I would have probably called the timeout.
Yes.
What the heck's going on here, guys?
What did we do here? And look who's going back deep. Darryl Story Jr.
You don't kick it to him. You kick it over to the left. So let's see if they go to the left side here.
Well, what you do is you kick it to the coaching staff at Bethel. Here, take this. Good snap. Here's the kick.
And
it's a little short. It's going to bounce. And trying to pick it up, and he kicks it out of bounds is Story Jr. Darryl.
At the 47-yard line.
Yeah, up Bethel. 40. Well, I think they called it the 46, but I think I believe Gary more than the announcer. We'll see. They haven't really spotted it yet.
Yeah, they did right there at the 46. So
is it going to be the 46?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
He was right. I can admit that.
That's a first. Don't forget, next week we're going to be over at Kent Ridge as Carlisle coming to town. And if you don't have WRCX television in your cable lineup, call the provider right now. There are the numbers for Dish and DirecTV. We want WRCX TV because it is local, my friends. Got that spread offense going. Looking again. Got a man going down that sideline wide open. Oh, he dove for it. Did he catch it?
Oh, he did not catch it. I thought it was going to be a beautiful catch, but he just lost it as it hit the hand. Watch this.
Boy, he sold out on that one.
Now watch the blocking up front to give him plenty of time to get this ball. As he comes back, look at the blocking coming up here.
Even by the back.
And there's plenty of time. He hit just as he threw it, but it's perfectly thrown ball.
Watch he.
Right in his hands.
Oh,
and then it
laid out good. Oh.
Just turned on the burners a little bit too late, and it was going to be a big play, but real nice pass. I think he got hit just at the last
Come on over
minute.
to the sidelines and get some of that Bolitnikoff stickum and put it on your socks.
Yeah.
Ball still at 46. Second down, 10 yards to go. 1:31 remaining in this first half. It's a pitch back to Sheehy. Trying to find a little bit of running room.
There's a
Boy, did he get a block, but what are they going to call that?
Sheehy's
going to get the touchdown,
They're going to call it back.
but that's going to come back.
Yeah,
Too bad.
I think that's targeting, to tell you the truth.
Jaron Lander threw it, and he's getting.
Here's the pitch. Now watch this. He gets hit right here, blindside. I don't know. Hit
Well,
the
I don't
shoulder.
know if that's blindside. There's.
Yeah, it was like he hit him in the shoulder. I think I'm going to have to go with that.
Oh, let's take this down to the officials.
Yep. And see what this official or referee here and see what he has to call.
I don't think it
didn't
wasn't
look
too
like,
high with the block either.
Not the second time. Personal foul.
Huh.
Yep. And that's, the second time through, Lee, I did not see it.
Boy, no. I mean,
Keep in mind our white hat out there is Roger Smith tonight. So he's the one that's going to be making those calls. But
wasn't Roger Smith a movie star?
On replay, I didn't really see it being that blatant or
no, it's
being
not.
targeting.
No, it was not.
And it looked like to me he hit him in the shoulder, but boy, did he hit him. I think it was just the impact, the velocity of the impact.
You're allowed to.
That's football.
That's another thing about football nowadays. You don't want anybody getting hurt, but let's let them play. You get hit, you get a bruise. That's what football's all about.
He's going to keep it rolling out, looking for room.
And got maybe a little bit, and that's the quarterback, Riley Holmes. And he may have got a couple of yards. Going to bring up third down and a long, long way to go for the first down. They've got to take the ball all the way down to the 34-yard line of Bethel. 1:13 remaining. And I believe, well, we'll see who called their last time out here. And was it Northridge? It's going to be third at about 29, so they still haven't marked it off the board, and I didn't see who was getting it. Football clubs over around their head coaches. Actually, Gary, this has been a pretty hard-hitting football game.
Yeah, you think?
These guys.
I'll tell you that last play, that was one of the hardest hits I think we've seen in a
long
couple of years.
Time, yeah,
that was something.
All right, Bethel's still around their coach, and Northridge is ready. They want to get out there and get moving. Playing in that spread offense of Bob Smith, head football coach for the last 20 years here at Northridge.
And they're pretty disciplined.
Very disciplined. Can you tell if he's been here for 36 years? That's kind of old school. Nice catch out in the flat, and then rolling to close to the 50-yard line was number 18, Saleh Mohammed. And Mohammed stops the clock with going out of bounds with 1:07 remaining in this first half. Okay, it's fourth down, but fourth down, and what do we got? It's about 16, 17 yards to go for the first down.
And going back there, we've talked about him.
See how I figured that out?
Several times tonight for the Bees. He's done a great job. Yep, Spencer Brooks.
Okay, Brooks is back. He'll stand right at about his 24-yard line. There's the snap. Wobbly kick coming down. It'll go to the sideline.
Goes right at the 20, huh?
Yeah, about the 20-yard line. Where it'll be first down and 10 for Bethel. Do you take a knee and get out of here only down 14-0? Now, when you think about it, it's going to be Northridge getting the football to start the third quarter as well. As we had thought that Bethel had deferred, but they didn't. And Northridge had to kick off. And Bethel got to receive the opening kickoff of the ballgame. Nose on the 20. That is where they're going to spot it. Boy, what a wonderful picture from our cameras.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful shots tonight. And the weather, for week number 1 has been perfect.
Well, what am I doing? What am I not doing?
You're not sweating. And I'm really kind of wondering why you have a turtleneck underneath that shirt, but we're not going to even go there.
Well, I love turtleneck.
Folks, he's got a turtleneck on.
It gives me
look, there's
shoulder.
Another lateral, and it's going to be.
There it is. That is a lateral, and giving up on it was Northridge, but it's going to be downed inside the 5. See where they put it, about the 3.5-yard line.
See, I think what you do here, Lee, is you fake it here and come back. But watch him get this ball. Look at, he's got 2 receiver drops, blockers out there. You're good to get it to him.
Good to go.
And or even your outlet is number 20 coming across, and you can go 2 different ways with that play, but just heard it too much.
And Isaiah McCullough just kind of gave up when thinking the play was dead. Had a good shot at maybe coming up with a fumble recovery.
And now you just do a little dive play. You don't do anything silly here, and let this clock finish up because you're too close to the end zone on the 3-yard line?
Yeah, with 54 seconds remaining in the first half and down 14-0.
But get out of the end zone. Here comes the quarterback. He's got a good move.
Coming up the middle with the football.
Protect
and he's
that ball.
Yeah, he looks like somebody in a rodeo who's going to be hogtied at about the 12-yard line and is going to go down.
Yeah, and I just say you just let this thing go and
yeah, because you get 40 seconds, I think, on the play clock, and it's under that when they whistled it, and now
timeout. Last timeout for Northridge.
Northridge, it'll be their last.
And Bethel's out of timeouts, I would assume, unless they did not take that last timeout.
They must have. Well, no, I thought they had a 0 on there for a second. Who knows? I don't think either of them have a timeout left as coming over and talking with the coaching staff at Northridge or the officials. And we'll see how that goes. And it is going to be 3rd down and 20, Gary. 31 seconds. You just fall on the ball. 14 zip. Oh, they got the score. Scoreboard's wrong. Just 13.
Yeah, and it's, that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they made it. That was good.
As a pass, a kick is going to be 1.
Over the years, you have amazed me with your math.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, you have come back, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah, they asked me to do seminars.
I think what they did is they just ran 10 seconds off because they came over and talked to the Northridge coaching staff. Yeah. They may have not had any timeouts left. Yeah. Or was that Bethel? Anyway, they ran 10 seconds.
The scoreboard does not show that has not changed the timeouts or the score. So,
no.
And they were having some issues with that scoreboard earlier when they turned it on. So I think that's could be what's going on. Because I thought that Bethel was already out a long time ago.
Well, now they know how we feel every week with you and I. We always got issues.
Now they know how it feels.
For 20 years we've had issues.
How it feels for 2 old guys to be in a revolving door. No, it's timeout Bethel. I don't think they have a timeout. I seriously don't. I think they've already used their timeouts up.
Well, see, I thought that Northridge used their timeouts, and I think that's what happened.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
What's on second?
All right, there is timeout. There's, now they go back to 37 seconds.
That reminds me of the referees marching off the football, right?
The Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons every week. Eyes on the officials. You guys need some glasses. Go to www.goeyesurgeons.com. They've been around a long time, and we love them.
What great folks there.
Yeah.
And, if you have some eye issues and you're concerned about it, which everybody should be, these are the guys and a new person in there to go to because they are the best, and that's in Springfield, Ohio. So
if they put up with you and I for 20 years, there's something wrong.
I mean,
with them.
that's they. Contrary to you, they know what they're doing.
All right, the ball. That's on the 12. Okay.
This has been the longest 37 seconds.
Boy, really. Clock starts to roll. Brown back.
Hail Mary,
looking deep. There's a whole bunch of red jerseys down there. It is intercepted. He with it. He's got some running room. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. And he hasn't been down yet. 21 seconds, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think you do that. Here it is, Lee. Watch this. He gets this ball just about on the 40-yard line.
40-yard line.
Flag on the play. This is coming back, I think. Yep. And then right here somewhere, we're going to have a penalty blocking the back.
There it is right there. And that wasn't much of it. That was a ticky-tacky block. But it's going to be called anyway.
See, that's too risky for me, and that's why I'm not down on the field coaching. I'd take that knee and and not go into the locker room because that could have been 21 to nothing.
It very well could have. You don't have the penalty. You've got Sheehy running the football and going into the end zone,
and
all of a sudden you're down at least 20-0 anyway.
It was holding there against Northridge is what that call was.
Okay, the ball going to be at the 33-yard line. Now, do you go deep? Got that 14-0 lead?
Yeah, you might as well. But if you get it picked, then the Bees are right back into it. Look at it really playing off at the top there for the Bethel Bees on the wide receiver out there, and that's where he's looking. He's going right over the middle there.
He's got plenty of time.
Out of bounds, or do you have it out of bounds? Yep.
Is he out of bounds, or did he get it? He was out of bounds.
He was waving out of bounds and trying to get those 2 feet in, but you only need the one.
The one in high school and college, that's right. So the ball's still at the 33-yard line. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. As you're right, this has been a long 37 seconds.
16 seconds left to go, and that was about a year ago.
It's back when I was young.
Do you have your trees up for Christmas?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, we had a small one up.
All right, here we go. Deep.
Looking. And trying to get turned around. Boy, he did a heck of a job turning around, just trying to get a bead on the ball, and that being Jaron Lander.
He's being helped up by his buddies there. And
well, he screwed himself into the ground there. I mean, he was going one way and then the other. Looked like an auger. So they're going to bring that back. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. Ball at the 33. And now there's 11 seconds remaining here in this 2.5-hour second quarter. Or 2.5 hours, 37 seconds. All right.
That's a division thing, though.
Yes, yeah. All right. Northridge with it. In the shotgun, Riley Holmes looking to pass again.
Oh.
There it is. It's deep, and that one is intercepted.
That one's intercepted, so that's the second turnover for Northridge.
That is going to be picked down there by William Reidinger. Reidinger comes up with another big play for Bethel with 4 seconds now remaining here in the second quarter.
Look at this. Nice pick.
Put a lot of air underneath that.
He almost had it, but I think he got turned around, the receiver, and didn't kind of lost it and saw the defender.
Lose it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now you just go up there and snap the ball and get ready to go in and get some hydration and come back out.
Now, Gary, we've been wrong every time.
Yeah, 14-0 is not too bad going into the locker room. And
You're right.
You have time to change it, and Bethel has some weapons, don't you know? They
do.
And they just need to use them a little more effectively. They're not going to do that pitch out that they've had 2 laterals on. So
Mason Brown is a pretty good little quarterback as well.
There goes.
Okay, fakes that one out.
He's still going.
Yeah, he's still going. Well, they're trying to get the football. And guess what? That does the first half of action with the Polar Bears hosting the Bethel Bees. It's the All-State Hometown High School football game of the week, and they lead the Bethel Bees 14-0 right here on local TV for me, Sports Network.
Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons has a 30-year history of serving the ophthalmic needs of the Miami Valley. The Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons specialize in meeting the medical and surgical eye care needs of the entire family. Dr. Larry Fish, Dr. Gary Lau, and Dr. Scott Stork are committed to providing our patients the best medical care with a personal touch. Schedule your appointment today in Springfield, Urbana, London, or Beaver Creek, because seeing is believing.
At Dave Kell Chevrolet and Chevrolet Trucks, we are proud that customers keep coming back to purchase vehicles. Now we have a brand new showroom that will help us serve our customers better.
We give every customer specialized attention to find the right vehicle at the right price, and we have a wide variety of new and used vehicles to choose from.
Visit us at Dave Kell Chevrolet and experience no-nonsense car shopping.
The best place to purchase a new or used vehicle is at Dave Kell Chevrolet in Mechanicsburg, Ohio.
I'm Nick Jacobson, and I'm a senior in the Electrical Trades program at the Springfield Clark CTC. Currently in my class, we are being taught motor controls and 3-phase commercial power. My goal is to further my education through an apprenticeship and become a power distribution lineman, and all I had to do was commit. Career opportunities making meaningful impact today. For more information, visit www.scttc.org.
And with the score here at halftime, 14-0, the Bears of Northridge over the Bethel Bees of Tip City. And let's check out some of the first half scoring, Gary, and see what happened there.
Well, when you look at some of the scoring that happened here, it took a while to get any scoring done. And, look at the yards rushing, 126 for Northridge. And for passing, 8 for 62. They had 2 turnovers. And then for Bethel, they only had about 30 yards rushing, 3 for 10 yards passing.
I should say. It is a 6-0 ball game. Watch him go. He kind of like ducks in.
Stutter stepping is wide open. Yep. Jaron Lander.
And I was trying to see you got through there, but breaking. What was second?
The sideline and just outruns his man for a 55-yard touchdown pass. There's the finger, number 1, and that was the extra point was up and good. And it was 14-0 with 3:13 left to go.
Yeah, here comes the extra point, Gary, and this is the one.
It's a real nice pass.
On the press box, but
it's a real nice rollout, and he gets him right at the goal line, and boom,
look at that,
falls
nice.
right in. And it's up, so there's your scoring, and that's where we are right now, 14-0.
And don't forget to stay with us, because at the end of the ball game, as we always do, it's going to be Jim Twiggs and the All-State Good Hands Player of the Game Award winner. Back with the second half kickoff from Northridge High School. Coming up from the local TV for me, Sports Network.
You may also pick up forms at the Board of Education office or at the Northridge School main office.